Alright, so here's the continuation of the build series, and this part I want to talk about the CPU cooler and the CPU fan and some basic introductions if you've never dealt with a cooler. This is a massive aftermarket CPU cooler, and it's by Noctua. I forgot the code, it's like NHD15S. So you can see it's got a lot of cooling fins, and yeah, so you've got this shiny mounting surface which will mate to the top of the CPU right here, which I'm pointing to, and you want to make sure those are very clean. And I went ahead and cleaned those with alcohol, but just for demo purposes I'm going to clean it, make sure there's no debris or dust or anything with a eyeglass cleaner, and then same thing with here, just wipe off and make sure it's nice and clean. So yeah, that's the, I'll give a quick demonstration of how it will mount. You can see it has these two openings, and these will correspond to the bolts or the studs on the mounting bracket, and then you'll take a screwdriver and screw those down, and they have basically a torsion of torque spring to make sure you don't over tighten them. But real briefly, how these coolers work is this will take up the heat. This part here will take up the heat from the CPU and pump it and pipe it into these pipes. Now I believe that these pipes have some sort of like not coolant but refrigerant. It's not exactly refrigerant, but some sort of mixture that will take the heat from the CPU and take it up as a liquid, and then as it runs up into the, you can see how these pipes run up through the veins of these aluminum fins, and eventually that liquid will turn to gas, and the refrigerant cycle will deposit that gas into the heat from that's in that gas will go into the fins and be dissipated, and with the fan. So that's real simple overview of a CPU cooler, and that's an aftermarket one. So, and then here is a typical fan, and it's a Noctua, and that was actually part of the kit that I got. And fans are pretty simple. It's a fan. It pushes air to help push air through those cooling fins. Basically the kit goes like this. You put it in here like that, and that'll blow air through the cooler, and that helps with the heat transfer. And so with this fan, one of the things a lot of fans these days have is they have markings that will indicate the rotation of the blades, and then it'll have the direction of the airflow. And you need to keep this in mind if you want to run dual fans or triple fan setup if you're a geek, and also if you have a closed case where you need to port your airflow a certain direction. And then also these fans have let's see if I can get this to focus, but you can see it has a, I'm gonna have to do the best, but it has a 4-port 4-pin connector, and it has keys on it. So again, they made it idiot proof so that you cannot force it onto the wrong header. And so on motherboards, they typically have a silk screen, what they call a silk screen or imprinting of where the CPU header will be for the fan. So on this motherboard, if I can see if I can zoom here, this has a CPU fan right here on the silk screening, those little tiny markings right there. So I want to see if I can zoom in, and maybe this thing will work, maybe it won't, but yeah, let's see here. Yeah, maybe you can see it now. Yeah, oop, a little bit too much. Yeah, there we go. So basically, when it comes time to put your fan onto your CPU cooler, you want to make sure that your little keys are keyed properly, because if you try to put it on the wrong way, it won't go. So flip it around and make sure it slides on nice and easy, like that. Okay, and after you get it plugged in, I'll do a quick little dry test fit and show you how it kind of goes. I'll put the CPU cooler down there, and then I'll take the fan, and I'll just for show, I'll put it in the middle, and it'll go that way. And the kit comes with clips that you can clip it into place, but I have a triple fan system because I'm a geek like that. So okay, so I've got everything connected and ready to go. I'm going to turn on the power to give system power. Let's see if we can get a boot and then boot into the BIOS. So we got that. We've got our postcode. Let's see if it gets to that. And I want to be hitting, for my computer, it's going to be hitting escape to get into the BIOS. So sometimes the first boot up is always a little slow, so you got to be patient with it. It's still running postcodes. Yep, there we go. So there we go, we got our BIOS. Let's take a quick look at the old school BIOS. So, let's see. Okay. No, I don't want to quit. We only got 32 megabytes, which is not working. I'm not sure why, but we should have 48. So I had to diagnose why it's not saying all that. It may be a setting on the BIOS, but okay. After doing some research and figuring things out, I found out why I wasn't getting my 48 gigs of installed memory, and it's because of the cheap Chinese motherboard that I have, which is something I can just tolerate with. On my old Asus motherboard, I got the full 48 gigs, but here it's only recognizing 32. And I tried all different sorts of memory slot configurations, and I just couldn't get it to work. And after doing some internet searching and looking at stuff, what I pieced together is that come here to the BIOS configurations, and if I go to the memory configurations and I go all the way down here and I go to it's all the way at the bottom, I believe. I think it's memory map. Maybe not memory map. It should be like memory topology. Here we go, I'm stupid, I went past it. Memory topology. You can see there that it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It has 8 sticks, so the motherboard is actually registering 8 sticks, but as you can see, it's only seeing 4 gigs per stick. And I believe what's happening is the 4 gigabyte sticks and are messing with the BIOS and reducing the 8 gig sticks. So I'm stuck with a limitation of 32 gigs. And so, you know, as I mentioned, my Asus board gave me, you know, the mixed RAM with no problem. But again, this is part of the fun and exciting adventures when you get cheap Chinese motherboards to keep old hardware running. So, but yeah, just wanted to give you that little detour I had to take to figure out. So in this case, I'm going to run it the way it is because I have nothing else to do with the RAM, so I'm just going to leave it all 8 sticks in, running that channel setup. So yeah, and interesting times. I'll continue on with the build.